I'd just like to share a few things with you. I've been on my journey for about 5 years, being aware on something beyond the physical, but mostly learning through my head. And recently, about 1 month ago, I came across some new teachings, a type of meditation, and I've done 2 meditation retreats since then, and I'm feeling some energies that I've never felt before from 5 years of trying to practice meditation. So I feel it's rather than a knowing, it's more a feeling of something beyond. And my path is my purpose is to expand my consciousness. And although we can do that through lots of different ways, I think through feeling through the heart is the most effective way. So I'd just like to share with you about a meditation retreat that's going on in Mexico, starting next Friday down in Mazunte, which is in Oaxaca on the south coast. So if anyone's interested, take a look at agamayogamexico.com and read about it. It's relatively cheap. It costs 2,500 pesos for a 10-day retreat. It's a silent retreat, and I think if anyone gave it a try, they would have some very pleasant experiences. Okay, now I'd like to talk about a community that I'm planning. It's a healing community where I plan with a group of people to run it as a non-profit organisation where we help people with disease. They come and they stay, they live there for hopefully 1 to 3 months, and we have protocol based on Janet's protocol using MMS and diet and many other things. I've found some premises which I'm pretty happy with, and really what I'm looking for is other people to help run the centre, come and volunteer, or anyone who wants some healing. So I'd just like to tell you a little bit more about the project. So I'm not good at presenting. So the community is what we call the Garden of Eden. It's part of a wider vision I have for a network of healing communities, but for now I'll just talk about this particular option, which is in Amatlan, which is about 1 hour southwest of Mexico City. I plan the community to be a chapter of the Genesis Church of Health and Healing, and to have a yoga school, which is the one I was just talking about, Hridaya Yoga, and Agama Yoga teachings there. This is at the school in Mazunte where one of the yoga lessons I had. So this is the premises in Amatlan. It's a village which is 8 kilometres from Tepoztlan, which is the legendary birthplace of the Aztec serpent god Quetzalcoatl. And it has very good energies. It's surrounded on about 2/3 side of the sides by mountains. So the purpose of the community is to heal the mind, body and spirit of those who are living there. So one of the main reasons I want to start this is to expand my consciousness and that of those around me. I want to live in a place of high vibration so I can not get distracted from what I think is my path at the moment. To start with, I'm planning on starting with a group of 12 living in the community, a circle of 12, which will be made up of 4 core members who have skills in healing and have a desire to expand their consciousness and live in community in this type of way. But we don't want to be spending all our time working, so I'm planning that it's like going to be a maximum of 25 hours a week working, but reducing that down to 15, and so we have plenty of time for our own spiritual practices and our own healing journey. There'll be volunteers coming. I've got probably about 6 people waiting to come already with different skills like permaculture experience and cob house building and raw food chef. So I was going to start this community a little while back, but it didn't happen. So I'd advertised for volunteers and they're ready to come. And then patients. We'd start with 1, and then over the next 3 months we would lead up to 4. There is room to expand it further, but this is the first stage, probably for the first 3 or 4 months. So this is the place. It roughly shows you the site there. It's a Temescal. It's another temporary Temescal. This is a meditation room. As part of living in the community, we would all follow a community healing program. So this is like a shared thing that we would all do, the sort of basics. And it would start with a meditation and just some warm-ups and holding intentions for the day. And then there'd be some other activities in the day, which would include a yoga class in the afternoon, sun gazing, cleansing with Temescal, and the healing water. There's a pool, which we can use MMS2 in. These are rooms. There's 7 rooms, of which 3 are used as storerooms at the moment. So that's why I'm keeping it to 12 at the moment, but to give us time to do more. I intend the community to be self-sustainable, so those who are living there don't have to pay any money. Okay, there'll be a commitment to put in and exchange, but room and basic accommodation and food will be provided for everyone, for volunteers and the core team, that is. So how will we pay for that? Through patients coming to heal, to learn to heal, to self-heal, yoga classes, workshops, meditation retreats, charging for Temescal. The place is currently used as a healing centre, but not to a big extent. And the owner has a Carillion photography business in the nearby town of Teppotsland, and she will still feed customers to the centre. A range of Garden of Eden products, including yoga equipment and clothing, MMS supplies, health food, etc. I'd very much like to get a biological dentist there, so in one of those rooms. I think that's a very important factor in healing. They say if you have cancer, it's the first thing you should do. Go to a biological dentist, have your root canal treatments removed, have your amalgams removed, because like possibly up to 90% of cancer patients have metal in their mouths or root canal treatment. And seminars. There are lots of income streams. I've been envisioning this for the last, well, I suppose the last 2 years, and it's becoming more and more clear and over this last 3 months, I'm like seeing it down to detail, and synchronicities are starting to happen, and I'm so sure that this will create an abundance for the community, the people living there, which will expand to the wider community. So it'll be a non-profit. There'll be no one taking money out of it for profit. I have an internal currency system plan, but that's a bigger subject. But we will, once we start producing the abundance, we will be able to help those who aren't able to afford to pay for the services, like healing. We don't want to be turning anyone away if we can avoid it, as long as we have sufficient space. So traditionally, after a Temescal, which is like a rebirthing ceremony, you then cool off in cold water. So I'm provisionally giving this a sacrament number, as Jim approves, so it can be a Temescal with the healing waters, which we can attract people from Tepet's land to come in. This is there's a couple of rooms here. This is the main house. One of the bedrooms, bathroom, the meditation room. There's a jacuzzi in here, big bedroom here, small bedroom here, 2 balconies. It's the meditation room, kitchen. This is the yoga hall, which still needs some work, needs mosquito netting around it and something to protect it from rain for when the rainy season starts. This at the moment is a massage room. It's got 2 massage beds, and it's got 2 single beds in there. I think I'll probably make this a dormitory and move the massage room somewhere else. That's me, and this is Alejandra, who's a yoga teacher, and she lives in Cuernavaca, very nearby, and she's involved in the project. She's Mexican. The yoga hall, views from the yoga hall of the mountains. So we need to get this started. I could make the commitment and do this myself, and I might, on my own, and I might still do so, or with Alejandra, but Alejandra's working nearly full time anyway, and I don't want to get involved in a project where I'm just working my arse off. I want to be focusing on opening my consciousness, so it needs to be a group thing. So I'm looking for like 3 sort of people who are of a like mind, who would like to lead the community and help with the project. The volunteers are ready and waiting to come. The patients are more or less ready and waiting to come. On my website I have a page which is, the keyword is a natural way to cure cancer, and I get over 1,000 visitors to that every month, so I have no doubts that we will get plenty of people. We'll have too many people. Sufficient funding, I've got about $25,000 which I'm going to put into it, and I could probably scrape by, but it would be nice to have a little bit more. The rent, I'm still negotiating on it, but it's going to be probably about $25,000 for the year. We really need to be spending probably another $10,000 or $15,000 on some equipment and some modifications. But I see it being profitable within 3 months at the latest. So with my money it probably would be sufficient, but always nice to have a buffer. Well, Jim and Janet aren't here, so I guess I'll carry on. That's if anyone wants to hear any more, or has any questions. Anyone have any questions they'd like to ask? Is anyone interested?
Where's the location?
Sorry?
Where's your location at?
This is at Amatlan, which is near Tepoztlan, about 1 hour southwest of Mexico City. Okay. Thank you all for listening.
Thanks for listening.